Well, hello everybody. How are we doing today? I am Bari Levin from Devaya Yoga, Color and Sound. And before we even get started, let's just focus in on the breath. So if we're seated, let's see if we can put our soles of the feet on the earth. If we're standing, can we stand with our feet just a little bit wider than our hips to find a really grounded stance? And let's place a hand on our belly, right by the navel, and shut our eyes a second so we get rid of outside distraction. And imagine breathing a red light and filling the belly like a balloon. And exhaling just in the belly, pull the belly to the spine, lift the heart, the chin towards the chest, and breathe the breath back into the earth. Inhaling a hand on the belly, another on the heart, and filling the lungs from the floating rib all the way to the chest bone. Can we hold the breath in? Just 3, 2, 1, and exhaling and imagining a red light going through the length of the body, the legs, the soles of the feet, connecting onto the earth like magnets, like gravity boots. Hi, how are you doing today? Welcome to the Confidence Code podcast. Here we are again. Different tools to create confidence. We're not born with confidence. Confidence is a learned behavior. And since the pandemic, at least 25% more of the population suffers from despair and anxiety than before. Anxiety attacks, nervousness. So we could all we all need to learn different techniques to feel safe and grounded or confident and self-esteem. And today, our theme is 20 minutes to radiance. What is 20 minutes to radiance? This is 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes to radiance. How to go from flabbergasted, overwhelmed, burnt out, stressed into radiant, revitalized, and serene. This podcast is for the caretaker, the mom, the nurse, the doctor, the life coach, the holistic healer, the massage therapist, all of us who are holding space for others. Let's not run on empty. We can't run on empty. So let's begin again by a little guided meditation. Everything that Devaya Yoga offers is experiential in nature. So we're always going to experience something. So let's come into another little breath here and placing the hands right by the navel and another by the heart. And inhaling and filling the nose with breath as the belly expands like a balloon. The ribs and the chest with breath. Can we imagine a golden color right in the center of the belly? And exhaling that golden light from the center of the belly down into the earth. Gold is radiance. Inhaling this time a hand still on the navel and another on the heart, breathing belly, ribs, and chest with breath. And breathing this time the golden light from the sky and the earth right into the central belly, what we call the solar plexus, or the place where we feel safe or fear. Bathing our nervous system with this golden light, the crown of the head, every hair in the body, and exhaling and watching the golden light go out to the extremities. Inhale and light in through the mouth. we're inhaling the nose. We're going to exhale out through the mouth 3 times. Exhaling and just let the mouth drop. Let the tongue be heavy. Exhaling. Ah. Feet towards the earth. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, and the chest. The golden light streaming from the crown of the head and up from the earth and the feet, reaching us right in the center of the belly. Hold it in. The nervous system is just being soothed with golden light, radiance, and vitality. Can you hold the breath in a little bit more? 3, 2, 1. Exhaling out the mouth. Exhaling. Ah. One more time. Let's bring that golden light from beyond the clouds and deep from the earth's crest, right into the center of the belly, breathing belly, ribs, and chest with breath. Can we hold it in and fill up those lungs a little bit more? New life, all the soothing the nervous system, activating the vagus by exhaling. Ah. And inhaling, closing the eyes, and just noticing any differences or similarities. Does the body feel different? Is the breath different? Is the mind talk slower or faster or the same? Just observing. Is the radiance beginning to rise? And breathing. Let's just take a moment as the caretaker and the doctor and the nurse that in reality, we're always holding space for others. And how do we hold space for ourselves? Do we catch breaths for ourselves? What do we do for self-care? Because if we're not taking care of ourselves, we can't take care of others. We're the helper, the healer, the guide, the backbone, the pelvis, the spinal column. Some days we may feel invincible, and other days drained, numb, and disconnected. I go through the same thing. I am a caretaker. So I'm learning right now how to deal with, I use these tools to find that balance from burnt out to serene, from nervous and anxious to self-confident. In fact, I created Devaya Yoga, the yoga color and sound, because I was extremely desperate. I was suicidal. And all these different techniques truly is like an activated yoga. It's just like so fast. The science of it, because yoga is the science and how it works. It truly, truly works. And so I'm going to give us a little bit of more homework here as we turn to our home, because our body needs to be used. We use our mind all the time. It takes us everywhere. But we need to use our body just like we would a car, a bike. If we don't have a bike and if we don't use a bike, the tires go flat. You need to lubricate the chain, just like our body. If we don't feed it happy thoughts, water, 75% of our body is water, and good food, nutritious foods, the mind is going to be much more anxious. It's harder for the machine to work. And so yoga is a science so that we can use all these techniques to have it all come together. And so I use the breath. I use these things throughout the day. For me, yoga is medicine and a way of life. We don't need more time. We need the right tools and the courage to say yes, that I don't feel like being burnt out anymore. To say yes to serenity and no to burnout. To say yes to confidence and no to nervous anxiety. Just have another little mini practice here, you guys. And then, yes, later on, Tobias, we're going to do a little bit of foot yoga. So when we're done with the podcast, we're going to just do a little bit of foot yoga. Okay. So let's have a little bit of practice, another mini practice to activate our radiance. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And again, if you're seated, if you can place the feet on the earth, that's just feeling things around us is super grounding. And let's close our eyes and bring the eyes to gaze up between the eyebrows. And that in and of itself is balancing the hormonal system or the endocrine system. And let's just imagine as we're breathing belly, rib, chest with breath. Let's breathe red up from the earth in the feet and legs to the base of the tailbone. And hold it in a little bit and lift the heart. Eyes between the eyebrows and the tongue heavy in the mouth. And then exhaling red back into the earth from the tailbone, the legs, and the feet. And imagining from the soles of the feet, these long roots just wrapping around the Mother Earth's heart. Can we keep the breath out as we totally ground into the earth? Safety. I am safe. I am peace. And inhaling that red again, deep from the heart of the earth, the feet, the legs, up to the base of the tailbone. And the red, as we exhale, begins to turn into an orange swirling light around the abdomen, the belly button, and below the navel, and below the navel, between the navel and the hips. Activating orange lava, radiant light, joy and spontaneity. Now I invite you as you inhale to say out loud or in your mind's eye, I am grounded. And exhaling into the earth. Inhaling the red and the orange around the hips and the belly button. I am vibrant. And exhaling into the earth. And inhaling the red grounds me into the earth and the orange joy, a lot of orange around the hips and the belly button. I am safe to feel joy. I am joyful. Inhaling. Now the golden light again in the crown of the head and from the feet right into the center of the belly. Filling that whole body. The extremities, hold the breath in and watching the golden light move out to the extremities. And we're saying to ourselves out loud or in the mind's eye, I welcome radiance into my body and life. Inhale. And as we exhale, let's make some sound. Let's exhale. Or we can inhale and exhale. Breathing. And are you noticing any differences or similarities? Or are you coming back to remembering your radiance? How do you feel now? So just taking a moment to scan in and notice anything different or similar of the body sensations, the quality of the breath, and the mind talk. Let's do one more little exercise. Let's inhale the golden light from the sky and from the earth right into the center of the belly and bring the shoulders up around the ears, making fists, squeeze the eyes. 2, 3. And exhaling. Just one more time. Inhale and hiding. Exhaling. breathing again, noticing any differences or similarities, and the quality of the breath, and the mind talk, and the physical sensations. Since 2008, I've had Devaya Yoga, the yoga color and sound, as a registered mark. And why Devaya Yoga works? Because it's not about mastering poses. It's about mastering our presence. It's about like being aware. I'm burnt out. What do I do to help myself? I'm exhausted, or I'm joyful. What do I do to sustain the joyful feeling? It's not about mastering postures. It's about mastering presence. It's about coloring our life. It's about breathing correctly with the diaphragm. Sound, as we make sound, activates the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in the body, and it creates rest and digestion. It raises serotonins and dopamines and lowers cortisol levels. Really, it's an ancient healing with a modern twist for this modern day living. In just 20 minutes, I'd say 10 to 20 minutes max, twice a week. I prefer every day, a couple times a day, but in just 20 minutes, twice a week, we can rewire our nervous system. We can recharge our spirit, and we can rise again. We can feel good. We can feel better than we've ever felt before. So I want to let you know that there's an ongoing course, one-on-one, or if you get a small group together, it's a 6-week, 20 minutes to Radiant journey where we meet twice a week. And one-on-one support regularly. And then coming in May, we're going to have a 5 free-day yoga challenge. The second Wednesday in May, I have virtual yoga happening, and YouTube and Instagram. And in June, I have a 4-week course from nervous anxiety and unshakable self-esteem. And in July, there's a yoga and digestion retreat at Casa Colores in Montezuma. We're going to look at postures only for the digestion, which is all about mastering the nervous system, and look at phytoestrogens. How do we get the most nutrients out of our food? As well as you can get 10, if you eat, you can have no prior yoga experience, which is almost better. I love it for these courses. Nobody has any yoga experience. It's all brand new. You can have prior yoga experience, but the courses and everything I offer is with a diploma. So you get a little certificate. So let's take a moment, if you would like, and we also have a free mini ebook, Breaking the Confidence Codes. You can DM me confidence or leave me your email, and I will drop you the mini ebook in your email. So let's take a moment again to breathe in, belly, ribs, and chest with breath, and notice just after 20 minutes any differences or similarities. And I can't thank you enough for joining me, for hanging out, especially the people that hung out this whole time on Instagram. And Tobias, this is your second time, and Jim for joining me on YouTube. And I'm going to take a moment, finishing up this podcast, I'm going to take a moment to play with my feet. So on Instagram, I'm going to see if I can show you my feet. I'm going to bring the computer down to look at my feet. That Tobias likes to see if we can help bring a little bit more life force energy, it seems, down to her feet. You know what I like to do, Tobias, is I like to, if I can put my fingers inside the toes. See how we get up in here. So I didn't know I was going to do this. I would have put on long pants. But anyways, if you can put your fingers in between the toes, that is like a major exercise to do. Sorry, guys, I turned you off. Put the fingers inside the toes. We can inhale red and turn it one way, and exhale red and turn it the other. Inhale up and down. So we are plantar extension and plantar flexion. Inhale up red and exhale down, and we can turn from one side and to the other. We hit the heel, that's our small intestine. So let's do it on the other foot, and we're going to lift our toes for a little bit. And then next time I have a podcast, Tobias, perhaps I'll be more prepared. But this is what comes to me intuitively. So let's just place our fingers in between the toes. We can support ourselves. Breathe red. And exhale. Let's move the foot laterally to the outside, externally, laterally inside or medially. Inhale and exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. We can exhale. Inhale, bring the foot back. Plantar extension. 2, 3. And exhale. Plantar flexion. One more time. Inhale, red. Plantar extension. And exhaling. Plantar flexion. And breathing. Let me see if I can get you down into my feet here. Another really good exercise, but I can't even see what I'm doing, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. But another really, really good exercise is this: be with the feet hip width apart. And look at this here. Let's do it like this. Okay, I'll get it good like this. Here we go. You're with your feet hip width apart because that helps us feel safe. So it's easier to lift the toes. And inhaling red, lift the toes, lift the pelvis and the heart. Don't lean forward and look at the toes. Lift the toes. Shut your eyes. Don't always shut our eyes. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Breathe red. And then exhale, toe, if we can, by toe, back into the earth red. Leave the breath out, lift the pelvis and the heart. One more time. We do one more exercise. Inhale, lift the toes. Belly, ribs, and chest for breath. And exhaling, toe by toe, back into the earth. So those are exercises I recommend we play with for foot circulation. And let's close up. If anybody wants to make more noise, remember when we're activating that vagus nerve, and right away we're going to feel better because we're activating the dopamine, the natural dopamines and serotonins of the body, lowering cortisol or pain levels. This is before 5,000 years before Christ, the yogis created this system to create radiance and vitality. So we're learning to find that balance. And I am here to serve you. DM me, confidence. You can just send you the free mini ebook or any all my stuff. I can send you my information, etc., etc. So let's just take a moment to breathe in belly, ribs, and chest with breath, that gold light for the radiant beings that we are, from the crown of the head and the earth up until right into the heart. And let's exhale the sound the earth makes as it rotates on its axis. Let's chant the sound of Om. Hari Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Blessings be Sophie and Camille, everybody. Thank you, Instagram and YouTube. A wonderful afternoon. Blessings be.